Welcome again to another episode of the Papi and Chulo Show. I am Papi,
And I am Chulo.
and we are so thankful that you can join us again one more time. We haven't seen each other in forever. So many things have happened since then, but luckily, fate brings us together here in Steubenville, Ohio, the beautiful town. I've heard it's called the Pillar of Truth here in America. And what occurred this weekend, my friend Chulo, that brought us together?
It was the Catholic Creator Conference put on by the one and only Kyle Whittington.
What a man! What a man!
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Kisses. And so this man sets up a conference for content creator conference. So nothing specifically Christian about it or Catholic, but obviously many were Catholic. In all levels, I would say there were some that were blatantly, we're trying to help in the mission of theology, spreading the word, and then others try to do a more roundabout way, maybe trying to cater to the secular world. There was even a guy who is a rock musician, even came in his rock outfit, and he was in the predicament of trying, because he's a recent convert to the faith, wanting to see how he should finagle himself if he were even to put himself in the shoes of being a conservative voice in a different channel, the same channel, how he should go about it. And that was pretty interesting to hear. You interacted with him a bit, right?
I did. Yeah, he's a recent convert, and his the channel that he's been using over the last few years, that's actually, I think, his income has drastically shifted because he's reviewing rock music
Hmm.
and reviewing lyrics and videos and all of that. So the fact that he's now Catholic and an active Catholic lends to it's a bit of a difficult challenge if he's going to continue to do that kind of mission, where now his passion is on the Catholic faith. So it's to be kind of cool.
Right on, right on. No, that was impressive indeed. Let's see. One interesting person that I met was Tarzan Bonambu. Bonambu, if I'm saying Bonanno. I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, my man. I was watching two of his shows recently. Awesome dude, and he has everything in animation. It's just two guys talking, interviewing. In the mouth, the application that he uses moves the mouth according to how they talk. It is hysterical and it's awesome. You met him too, right?
I did get a chance to meet him. It was really cool. It's cool to see that though we're a lot of people do the same content, it's his own little flavor of it, and I'm excited
Yeah,
to see what he has coming on next.
yeah. So, my man, you actually came in a unique fashion though, because you represent a nonprofit
I
organization,
do.
and you were specifically sought out by Cal Whittington to hopefully have a presence here. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I came representing, I work for Catholic Answers. This podcast obviously is not a part of Catholic Answers, nor anything that I say or is said on this podcast is a reflection of Catholic Answers. So I will
Yeah.
say that my personal opinions, of course. So it was kind of cool because being in that world, in the Catholic apologetics world, it's you get to see all sorts of content creators, especially the bigger ones. So it's really cool to be able to reach out to the next generation of podcasters,
Mm.
next generation of YouTube stars, and I will call them stars because they are going to be the next stars in the evangelization process, the next disciples. I guess it's the more proper term is disciples,
Yeah.
but that's what they're doing. They're out there. They're promoting the gospel, promoting the faith in Jesus, in a real way, with the talents that they have, the skills that they have, and in about 10 or 15 years, those are going to be the next big YouTube people online. So
Would you say that the people that you work with right now were part of kind of the first wave of influencers? I'm pretty sure they're the age groups that I know them. They
yeah,
didn't really graduate high school wanting to be influencers,
yeah,
while more so our generations, we were
yeah,
exposed to that enough. So that's different. So you managed to convince them, hey, we need to have a presence there.
yeah, yeah. There was a few of us at the office that talked about us being needing to reach out to the next generation. Now we've been talking about this for, I want to say, a year or more, because
Hmm.
it's necessary. It's necessary to see who's coming up next. And myself and our COO was here, and a few others were able to come and talk to them and basically rub shoulders with them because we want to make sure that we're there to support them. The organization that I'm at, it's been around for what, I want to say coming up on 40 years, 25 years maybe. Actually, no, it's probably going to be about 35, 40 years. So it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it got started like a year or two before I was born. So, the organization started off small, but now it's known as one of the big names. So the fact that they're willing to invest in the next generation, here we are 35, 40 years later,
Yeah.
it's really cool. So
Yeah, and you said rub shoulders. If it was one awesome thing about this weekend, it really humanized the voices that you listened to, because they were right in front of you, and they literally were bros and sisters, and you broke bread, and you
yeah,
drank with them, you had fun with them. I think once you have fun with somebody, it really just like relieves, any anxiousness that you may have had. So, in one beautiful message that Kyle and other people that were helping organize the event wanted, that Matt Frad, when he gave his Q&A on Saturday afternoon, that he emphasized was he wants this to be an environment where people can become friends
yeah,
and give each other the benefit of the doubt. And I was kind of not understanding why that would be such an importance, but then he gave examples. He said, often what happens in the podcasting, YouTube influence world, etc., is we we have convictions. It could
hmm
be of faith or whatever, political issues, and then we say it boldly, and then somebody else might make a response video according to those words that were exactly said, or even if they took us out of context, but they do it in a way that's uncharitable.
yeah.
And once he said that, I was like, oh. And then I asked myself, what do we really need that necessarily? Do we really need to still uh, mingle for that? But he's like, then he elaborates. He's like, of course, like you would hesitate from saying anything of bad intention or of malice, or maybe you just have a bad take on that person, or maybe that person had a bad day.
Yeah.
Can you give him the benefit of the doubt and be like, hey, you know what? I know him. Let me call
Yep.
Chulo or
Yep.
whatever. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I think things like this are important. They're necessary because they humanize one another.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just like you were saying, like it removes us from the internet world and allows us to say, oh wait, this is an actual person on the other side. A lot of times, our generation look, you know, people are being emboldened to say things online that you would never say to somebody in their face.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, the Catholic Twitter world or X world or online world can get pretty gruesome. They get really rough with each other, and to the point where it gets extremely uncharitable.
Yeah.
And it's things like this that we're able to say, you know, even though we may disagree, we still come together as brothers in Christ, as Catholic content creators. And I think that was the hope, and I think it was achieved this weekend. And
Yes. So for anybody who is hearing about this and hasn't been, um, by all definitely come next year. I'm sure it's going to be bigger and better. And come a couple days earlier, or leave a couple days after the fact. My bro Chulo over here, he's in a way he is my guest for a couple days after the conference. I'm so happy he's able to be here with his wife. But one final thing about the conference. So you are representing Catholic Answers,
yeah,
and I heard you. I was a little nosy. I heard you say to several people, "However we can help you,
yeah,
let us know."
yeah.
But then my question remained of like, what does that mean? Like, uh, are you willing to talk about programming, audio? Does that mean that you're willing to give them time and day for co-hosting a show, being interviewed? What does that mean exactly?
The cool thing I like about a place like Catholic Answers is that they take the approach of we are coworkers in the vineyard. We're not competition. Yeah, though we live in a capitalistic society, and I know you and I are fans of capitalism, we are not in the Catholic world. We are not competitors in the traditional capitalistic understanding. It's we are co-workers in the vineyard. So here's the vineyard of God. We're here to support each other in the way that we can. So the way Catholic Answers does it in a real way is if they ever want a guest from one of our apologists to be their guests, we'll do everything in our power to try to get one of their guests on. If they want to ask us about equipment or best practices, we're here. If they want to learn more about their Catholic faith and they want to continue their growth, we'll send them what they need. Like, I mean, I'll send them. I'll pay out of my pocket, get them a book, and or just videos or anything that we can point them in the right direction. So it's in all sense of direction that they're willing to help these next creators out, because you just don't know. Maybe one of these guys or girls are going to be the next person that's going to be working at Catholic Answers defending the Catholic faith. So, and that's one of the reasons why I kept saying it's like, whatever you need, we're here. We're here for you.
That is awesome. Awesome to hear. Uh, and you're right. You know what? You talked about, I forget the exact word, but people collaborating. We're workers in the same vineyard. There we go. For this podcast conference itself, I could totally say that's what happened. That I overheard Kyle saying that he just wanted this to be a small event of a couple people hanging out.
Yeah.
And then what did it become? It became this large event where not only was Friday hosted by the
Pipe Cottage.
Pipe Cottage
Yep.
channel, an incredible man,
Great dude. Yeah.
and then Saturday was hosted by you guys, Catholic Answers.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you so much. You guys were very gracious with the drinks. I only had like two or three, I think, and then the food, all delicious. And I know the other people were happy. Same. He was looking for a larger venue. I think I don't know. I don't even know if we mentioned it to Scott Hahn, but somebody from the staff was. I don't know how it got there. I don't know. But then the St. Paul Center was offered for a conference setting. And maybe I shouldn't say anything more because I don't know what Kyle wants to make public or not. But that was incredible. So, yeah, we're all workers in the same vineyard.
Yeah.
That is great, man. So, time has passed. We haven't done a show maybe in 4 or 5 months, maybe if not
Yeah.
longer.
It's about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a passion of ours. We definitely want to keep on doing this. The Papi and Chulo show. We want to give because a lot has been given to us. We had mentors, men who held us by the hand and walked through with us, and then we met along the way too,
Yeah.
and we helped each other. So that's our mission with this podcast. But to update you on Chulo over here, what has happened to you, sir? It seems like there's a transformation. There's a little twinkle in your eye that has happened to you since a couple months now.
It's not a twinkle in my eye. It's a twinkle on my
Oh, a
finger
twinkle
here.
from the light.
Yeah, yeah, it's from the lighting. Yeah,
The
there you
wedding
go.
ring.
Yeah, the wedding ring. Yeah, so
Do tell, do tell.
yeah, it's been a year and a few days now, so or a week.
Do you call her by her name or do you call her by Chula? You
Uh,
being Chulo.
I've only ever known her as Chula. Like the moment I saw her, it's like she is the Chula. I knew
The
it. Like it was
Chula.
done.
I like the
No, no.
Chula.
So, yeah, it's been a year of marriage, and it's been incredible. It just, it's true what they say that that it's so different when you're actually living in the moment, like you're living in marriage. And to me, it makes so much more sense now why they say you should live the traditional way, not cohabitating, saving yourself for marriage, because in the end, when you finally do enter into marriage and you do get to experience those fruits, it it's one of the greatest gifts out there, because it breaks my heart having friends and knowing of people who ended up living together beforehand, and ended up sleeping together beforehand, and they're after their wedding they're going to go home, and that's going to not much is going to change in the sense of how they're living. For Chula and I, we were, for I mean, first of all, for entire engagement we were long distance, so that was tough. But now when we finally got married, it was that entering of the new chapter in life, and it felt like an actual entering of a new chapter. So that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's great about Chula? We'll call her Chula going forward, I
Yeah.
guess. Is we were out for dinner and she, we're catching up. It was like already our second day together today, and our third day, and we're having dinner. She's asking questions, just catching up with me, and of course the questions get more deeper and personal, and then she just does a double check of like, oh, I'm sorry if I'm getting too personal, asking these questions, and I was like, I don't know if you got this
Yeah.
picture, but I was like, Chula, like I want a sister. Like I want a sister to be asking me the same deep questions that Chulo asked me, and I'm happy I have you. Like, and I really meant that.
Yeah.
And Chula, if you're watching this, I really do mean that. Like, even if it means calling me out or hitting me over the head, please do. So yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. So I'm happy for your news. Any prospects for the future? Any plans for you, my man?
Well, great things are happening at work, that's for
Hmm.
sure. And keep in touch. I don't know if I know but I launched the Spanish side of Catholic Answers, so a lot of cool stuff is happening in the Spanish speaking apologetics world.
Hmm.
And so there's those prospects. and life is just coming strutting along. You know, it's been great. Uh, a life with my wife.
Yeah, you know what is frustrating being a American Latino? I was born in Peru, but you were born here, but your Mexican lineage, is that the Latino, the migrants, the Spanish-speaking fluent people, consider us American,
Yep,
and but our American friends, Caucasians,
yep,
blacks, whatever, consider us super Latino.
yep.
Like here in town, as far as I know, I'm considered like the Latin dancer of Steubenville, and yeah, kind of because I am,
Yeah,
because let's say for the block festivals, First Friday festivals that happen here in Steubenville, which I love. When I suggested to the organizers, hey, can I please have a spot called the Latin spot? You know, something easy for people to remember. The Latin spot that will be having dancing and pinata bashing and Latino music, including the Mexican hop dance, and then limbo dancing, stuff like that. Just stuff that I know I grew up with, that I had tons of fun as a kid, that I haven't really noticed around here, and I wanted to bring it. And the guy, the organizer, God bless his soul, he says that's exactly what we're looking for, and that was so cool, man. To like receive that affirmation, and I don't really know if he knew me too well, but he said he approved it. And then I hope I proved myself, you know,
yeah.
and I've been getting creative with what we do and what we could add, and I'm learning that I want to cater more towards the kids,
Mm.
make them happy. Uh, Unfortunately, some of the kids last time said, "Oh, we didn't get any candy," and that really broke my heart. So I was like, "Oh, this time we're going crazy." So I got this huge pinata dinosaur, and like 4 or 5 bags of candy will fit in there. Also, one thing I love doing is some of these pinatas are just cardboard made
Yeah.
with whatever's on it, design on it. I uh, I tape it with clear duct tape so it can last longer, man. But how otherwise you'll hit it
Yeah,
after
it's
like
gone.
10 hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So with clear duct tape, you'll still get to see the design, and you still but it just lasts much longer. And of course, I want to let the boys or the girls, because there are some girls that come there and they want to whack it, man, and that is awesome. So I try to find, and then we get. I say, can I find a strong mom? Is there a strong mom? Let the mom whack it, and then usually for the strong dad, I want to have them as the last like the bashing, and I want the kids to see that like it took a man to bash this thing, and I hope they see that for the rest of their lives. And then me and my buddy, yeah, sure, Salvador, say his name publicly. I hope he's okay with that. Salvador, an awesome Latino in the area, he helps me host it. And our role is just to have fun with them and to keep safety, because if a kid takes a wide swing, he might clip somebody, you know.
Yeah.
So anywho, that's one way that I participate in the community, and I'm happy to be able to do here in Steubenville.
Yeah.
So
Cool, man.
yeah,
It's
brother.
it's been so great, not just being with the whole entire crew, but I realize how necessary a brotherhood is, and actually coming together and being together with brothers, because having a friendship like this in person is something that I've missed before, that I've missed. So I do have good friends in my community, but it's nothing like this. This is cool.
Ah, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I need where's the whiskey? Where'd you put the whiskey?
um, it was funny because one of our close friends says that may the angel that wrestled Jacob to the ground also wrestle with you, so that you may move to this town. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, they Chulo and Chula are not really having their sights here. But it's okay.
It's okay.
God will do His work, however.
It's a beautiful town, but it's not for everyone.
Okay, don't worry, I got it covered. I got it covered. So, with that, anything more to say,
No,
Chulo?
that's it. We're good.
We are so thankful for you. We're thankful for the conference. We are thankful for the people that organized it, for all the members. We're also saddened by the news that we heard Saturday night of our former president being shot. Um, Unfortunately, it was permitted, but fortunately, it it was just I think it did go through his ear,
Yeah.
but he's okay. In the last minute, if you see the video, he just one quick turn, and luckily he was able to avoid it penetrating the skull into the
Yep.
brain. So praise God, and for the soul of the person who passed away. I forget his name right now, but for him and the 2 people injured that I know of. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating in listening to the Papi and Chulo show. I am Papi.
And I am Chulo.
Sierra.